Good afternoon, everyone. Jim Benneman reporting breaking news to tell you about in Westminster. Has been an explosion at a townhome complex. Massive scene right there right now. Not only law enforcement, but as you would imagine as well from local fire authorities. Arvada Fire and Adams County Fire both on scene assisting Westminster Fire right now. This is at the Stratus Townhomes, the 8300 block of Sheridan. Stratus Townhomes, 8300 block of Sheridan in Westminster, waiting for fire authorities to hold a news conference in just a moment to tell us exactly what's happening. But we can tell you that several buildings have been evacuated in that complex. And right here, you see some of the tower trucks getting way above the roof line as they pour water down on one of those buildings in the complex. Certainly a frightening scene. CBS 4's Karen Morfitt is there. And Karen, what can you tell us about how this is impacting the neighborhood?
Well, Jim, we can tell you just getting to this scene was a really tough route down here. Sheridan is completely blocked off from 80th down to 88th, and so traffic is being detoured through the neighborhoods and across Sheridan. But you can take a look behind. You can just see why they're having to do that. This is just near Sheridan on the east side of Sheridan. This is the Stratus Townhomes we are looking at right now. There are several fire trucks, there are ambulances here. We did have a chance to speak with some of the folks who live in these nearby apartment complexes, and they say, well, a couple that we talked to said they were leaving the area and they saw some smoke. They turned around to come back and see what was happening, and they actually talked to their sister who was inside one of these nearby townhomes, who said she heard an explosion. A woman saw some glass shatter, and then from what they are talking about, that it was possibly a furnace that had been newly installed, and that's coming from neighbors who live near this apartment complex. Of course, we haven't had a chance to talk to fire authorities about exactly what happened here today, but that is what neighbors say. That's what they're saying that they have heard so far from some of the folks that were evacuated from that building. Now, we are also told that this area had to have 4 other surrounding townhomes that were evacuated nearby. Those are the ones that were closest to the building that did have that explosion. We're again waiting for information from Westminster Fire before we can get any new information. We're going to stay here. We're going to keep an eye on things. You can still see the smoke billowing out of this apartment complex right now. No word on injuries, but again, as soon as we hear from Westminster Police, we'll be sure to update you. For now, we're going to send it back to you, Jim.
Yeah, Karen, correct. No word on injuries, and officially no cause has yet been determined. I know that you're getting some information from some of the people in the neighborhood right there. And you know, Karen, it is interesting. Firefighting, never an easy job, but you're out there in this weather, 12 degrees. 12 degrees just has to be a brutally difficult day for those fire crews out there.
Absolutely, Jim. We are feeling it right now. I've been out here for about 30 minutes to 45 minutes, and already we're feeling that chill. So we can't even imagine what this is like for fire crews who are trying to get water onto these flames right now. And you can just see the impact from that smoke coming out. We're probably we're probably about a half a mile away, and this is what we're seeing from here. And you can see that tower truck, 2 tower trucks, actually. One was completely hidden by the smoke. Just over that townhouse where we suspect that fire started. And again, like you said, no official cause on what may, no official word on what may have caused this, but we will be sure and update you as soon as we hear more on what may have started this.
All right, Karen, thanks so much. Also on the scene, Karen's colleague, mine as well, Rick Salinger. And Rick, we'll send it over to you. And Rick, I understand that we just got some wonderful news from Westminster Fire. Everyone has been accounted for. Didn't tell us that perhaps there might have been an injury, but we do know everyone's accounted for.
We are at the entrance to the Stratus Apartments here at 81st and Sheridan approximately, where this explosion happened around 1:30 this afternoon. And I can see behind me a number of people wrapped in sleeping bags, blankets, and let me go over to them and see if we can speak with them. Hi, I'm Rick Salinger from Channel 4. Do you live here?
Yes.
Were you here when this happened?
Yeah.
Can you describe what took place?
I honestly don't know.
How about you?
Actually, when I had pulled up, she had raced inside and told me that the apartment behind us had blown up. and I didn't believe it. So I ran outside and I had looked at the apartment while the whole side of it was engulfed. And then that's when I had proceeded to run up on the apartments to make sure nobody was in there. And people were knocking at doors. They were making sure nobody was hurt, but you could hear dogs barking, and we didn't know if anybody was in that apartment. So at this time, the police had showed up, and they had started kicking doors in, and we were just making sure everybody was safe. But like I said, I believe it was a gas leak, or because they have been changing our water heaters here, but we're not too sure exactly what it is, but it was a bad fire.
That building is pretty much destroyed. Did you see anybody injured?
No, I did not see anybody injured. Mostly everybody was at home. Everybody on the backside of the building was helping everybody else get out. Everybody was knocking at doors. We were trying to evacuate everybody. And like I said, that's when the police showed up and helped with the process of it. So everybody that I saw got out. A couple people might be missing their pets, but mostly what I know is most people got their pets back.
Thank you very much. What's your name, please?
Jeffrey Garcia.
Okay, were you there when it occurred?
I mean, I was just on my bedroom.
I was at work, actually. I had to come over here when I heard about it, make sure she was all right.
Are you going to be stuck outside your apartment or townhome?
Who knows? We'll have to see. Hopefully they'll get everything taken care of soon. So.
Okay. Well, very good luck to all of you. This couldn't have happened on a worse day with the temperatures in the single digits. Let's take a look down here. You can see just a row of fire department cars. There is a ladder unit up above. As that gentleman said, a gas leak is suspected. Xil is here with their gas investigation unit. There is still smoke coming from the scene, and as we mentioned, we saw one building almost completely destroyed. 4 others have been evacuated. That's it from here for now. In Westminster, Rick Salinger covering Colorado First.
Rick, thank you. Rick, a quick question. I saw as you were setting up for your live report, I know you had to move a little bit because of all the commotion in the area. It looked like behind you we could see major damage to one of the buildings, but perhaps the explosion was so severe, it looked like many yards away there was also some damage to a neighboring building. Is that what you saw?
Neighboring building.
Yeah, we saw the damage to the one building that was almost completely destroyed. As far as another building is concerned, you are right. There was smoke coming from a second area, and we weren't able to see the extent of damage there, so I really can't tell you. Here's someone from Xil. Was it a gas leak?
I can't comment on that, sorry.
Well, you can ask, but we didn't get a good answer there. Jim?
Okay, Rick, thanks very much. I'm sure Xil and the investigators just beginning their work right now. Thanks to Karen Morfitt and her team, and of course, looks like Rick Salinger is out there with our Dale Atchison. We can tell you that this, once again, an explosion and fire at the Stratus Townhomes, 8300 block of Sheridan Boulevard in Westminster. Sheridan now closed off because of all the firefighting efforts between 80th and 88th Avenue. Westminster Fire leading the charge on this to get everything under control with some help from Arvada Fire and Adams County Fire. A short time ago, Westminster Fire did tell us everyone who was in the building has been accounted for. Still no official word on whether or not there might be any injuries, something that we'll be following up before we come to you again with the latest information. This has been a CBS 4 News special report. Hope you tune into CBS 4 News at 5 for the very latest.